Hello, everyone, and welcome back to The Red Path. It is Jamie and Dara here with you today. And today's video, we are going to be talking about some updates coming to our Patreon and how they're going to be changing for existing subscribers and future subscribers. So, we're going to get into it a little bit more detailed as we go on through this video, but the long and short of it is we are going to be offering a slight extra benefit to people who are subbed to our Berserker and higher levels of our Patreon, and also the YouTube membership as well. But basically, what it's going to be is we are opening up two new channels in the Red Path Discord. One is going to be very competitively focused, and one is going to be very focused around hobby. Now, we did a quick poll in Discord a while ago about coaching for both hobby and competitive, and the results were pretty positive. A lot of people seemed to be interested in that kind of facility. And after we kind of spoke about it for a while, we all came to the agreement that coaching, or one-on-one kind of coaching and all that kind of stuff, would be a massive time commitment for all of us. And with the three of us working full-time jobs and having families and stuff, we're not really in a position where we can offer that right now. So this is sort of our happy medium. And basically what it's going to be is these are going to be hyper-focused forums within the Discord where you get very honest and very constructive feedback from the hobby and competitive side of things, right, Jamie?
Yeah, that basically sums it up pretty well, to be honest. It's a way for us to give everyone who wants to support us or who already does support us a little bit of our thoughts, and so there's going to be some like kind of peer mentoring going on as well. Just really upping the game, I think, whether it's hobby focused or competitive focused, and really kind of investing in the community to get better at whatever we particularly want to get better at, right?
Yeah, exactly. I think the main takeaway is that these channels are basically going to be for people who are quite dedicated to wanting to improve at either the competitive side or the painting side of the game, and they'll have kind of like our undivided attention as well as the other people who are there. So you know, if you're kind of signing up for this sort of a thing, that the other people who are going to be in those forums with you are there for the same reason. So things will tend to go off topic a lot less. We're going to be heavily moderating it as well to make sure things kind of stay where they should be staying. And you're going to get a lot of our honest feedback. With that in mind, though, it is still going to be a kind of an atmosphere of positive encouragement and stuff like that. So we're not going to be telling you like, hey, you're trash at the game or you're trash at painting or whatever. It'll very much more be like a sort of a mentoring thing from our own personal experiences as well as other people's experiences and things like that. But the long and short of it is basically we've had our Patreon and our other ways to support the channel so far. And while we've always felt that we wanted to give more back to the people who want to support us, we also don't really want to paywall any content. And this is kind of the best compromise that we could come up with between all of that. So we are going to dive a little bit more into the details of what these channels are going to involve. So Jamie's going to be talking about the competitive stuff and I'm going to be talking about the hobby stuff. So we're going to cut to that. That's coming up next.
Okay, so with the competitive side of this new upgrade, I guess you want to call it, what we're going to have is a Discord channel that will be locked just to Berserkers and above, patrons that have access to this. And what we're aiming for here is, I want to say, brutally honest criticism. Basically, everyone in there will be able to, first of all, say offer a list or ask for advice or look for some guidance. And everyone in there, this will be obviously the Red Path included, will tell you straight up. If you come in and say, hey, I'm going to a GT and I'm taking this particular list, and we look at it and maybe we kind of do a little bit of research for you into your local meta, something like that, and say, well, look, you're going into a meta that is currently running, 50% Space Marines. Your list cannot deal with that. You need to change this. You need some more AP, or you need some more shooting to trigger some effects or whatever. We're going to tell you this isn't going to be a case of, oh yeah, that'll be super fun, you're going to have a great time. No, this is for folks who genuinely want to up their game, improve their results, and jump up the leaderboards. Our goal is not to make you the winner of the LVO. We're not qualified to do that, and that's one of the reasons we're doing it this way. Our goal is, if you're someone who at your last 3 RTTs has ended in the mid-table, We want to get you, after a couple of months of discussion and honing your list and your skills, to someone who maybe top fives frequently. Or if you're someone who already top fives frequently, we want to get you in the top 1 or 2 spots. We, as competitive players, are, without tooting our own horn, I believe we're all very skillful players, like on the red path, but also many of our people in the Discord and stuff. But oftentimes when we're in Comp General or the Tactics channel, the conversation strays, or we're a bit more chill and relaxed because a lot of people are running meme lists or something like that. This is going to be hyper-focused. This is going to be drilled down. This is going to be as close to the cutting edge as we can make it. We're going to push you to really improve your self-analysis and the ability to criticize yourself. We're not going to be insulting you. We're not going to be telling you, yeah, you're bad at the game and you should quit. But we are going to be telling you our genuine thoughts. So you do want to come in with a bit of resolve. Your first couple of questions may be like, hey, that's wrong. You're just wrong about that. You're free to challenge that, of course, and ask for an explanation. But we're not gonna, silver line things.
It's gonna be a much more like raw version of us, I guess, because
yes.
it's basically like the channel, like, the group chat between you, me, and Jack, right? And if one of us sends in a list, typically it's me, I'll put in a list, and the two of you guys will just be like, this is trash. Like, do not take this. This is really, really bad.
And then you take it and go for it.
And then I take it anyway, and I go for it.
So our opinions are invalid.
Exactly.
But yeah, just touching back a bit, where we had mentioned we'd discussed doing coaching and things like that. There is an element of like we wanted to do it because it was something that was kind of seemed quite popular amongst folks. But number one, there's time constraints. We're all, real people with real life jobs and families and commitments, and 40K isn't our full-time occupation. It'd be great if it was, but it's just certainly at the moment not something we can do. And also there's an element of perceived qualifications. We've all done well at events, like for our personal goals and stuff like that, but none of us has won a major. And that, whilst I don't think should be a barrier to something like this, because someone's skill as a teacher or coach isn't necessarily linked to their achievements, it does have an element. So we're going for a kind of more peer mentoring. We'll obviously be heavily involved in it, but if you're in that channel, in this competitive channel, you are also more than welcome and requested to be involved in the analysis and discussion. So I believe at the end of the video, we'll have some kind of examples of this. But that's basically the long and short of what the competitive focus will be. So yeah, I think we're going to go into talking about the hobby channel, and that is coming up next.
Okay, everyone. So in a similar vein, we are now going to talk a little bit about the new hobby channel coming to the Red Path Discord for Patreon subscribers that have chosen this kind of avenue, or if you're an 8-bound or higher, you get this as part of the deal. But basically, it's very, very similar to what Jamie was saying for the competitive channel, in the sense that it's very honest, very constructive sort of community for people who are looking to up their hobby game. Now, this is, again, you're going to have to come into this with a very open mind and be willing to receive pretty raw criticism for what you're doing. But the objective is to improve all of our painting abilities through, learning techniques, speaking with each other. It's very much like designed to be a forum for people who are coming into being like, my painting might be at this level, but I want to bring it up to this level. In the sense of perceived qualifications that Jamie was talking about as well. Like, while I am a fairly good painter, I'm by no means the best, and there's going to be lots of other people, I'm sure, in this channel which will be more than capable of giving really good advice or coming at different painting styles and techniques that I wouldn't have any experience with as well. But you will get my full and undivided attention. You will get me straight up telling you, like, hey, what you're doing here is fine, but if you want to do these other things, it's going to look a whole lot better. This is a little bit more of a difficult pill to swallow than the competitive stuff, because I've always found that when it comes to hobby, people are a lot less willing to, I suppose, take constructive criticism for their work. However, the premise behind this channel actually kind of comes from a different group that I was part of before, where we all kind of very aggressively gave each other constructive criticism about our work, and it was super, super beneficial for me in terms of learning how to get better and things like that. Not that it's like we're mean to each other or whatever, but you'll straight up be like, I think this is where you made a mistake, and I think this is how you could change that, or how you might do it differently next time. So the goal really is that, we're all going to improve as painters and stuff. And we might have things like monthly challenges where we all try a specific style, or we all try to paint a specific model if we have it in our collections, or things like that. I'll be very much like actively checking in with people, being like, hey, how did you get on with that? One of the other perks is you're also going to have full access to a PDF of my paint recipe book, which is basically step-by-step instructions for everything that I paint as I'm kind of creating the book right now. So it's being updated as we go along, and people who are already subscribed on Twitch kind of get a limited bit of that in the Twitch subs channel too. But yeah, basically the idea is for people who just want to upgrade their painting game, or want to speak to painters who are equally interested in improving and learning new things. Well, that's the principle of the channel anyway, and it also offers people a dedicated space where they can kind of share their work and not get the usual kind of, oh, that looks great sort of feedback. You're going to get someone saying like, hey, that maybe it does look great, but here's a way that you could make it look even better. So that's the theme. It's kind of similar to the competitive channel, but more for a hobby kind of side of things. And I think that sums it up fairly well. So that is that for myself and an explanation there. So we're going to move into a little bit of a summary and then wrap this one up.
Okay, so just to quickly summarize, what we want to get across here is, whilst this is going to be some very honest criticism kind of stuff coming at you in these channels, we do want to maintain the vibe of being positive, but also we're adding the layer of no one is the best at 40k, no one is the best hobbyist, but you can always be better. We always want to strive to be better. We want to make sure as players we're happy with what we're doing, but we want to be happier. We want to make sure if you're a hobbyist that you love the work you're doing, but we want you to love it more. We want you to get more enjoyment and more achievement and more satisfaction from every aspect of this hobby. And this is just one way I feel, or we feel as the Red Path, that we can add that, right? That kind of sums it up, right, Darren?
Yeah, absolutely. It's like, as we say, if you're already a Patreon, like, this is being added in, no extra cost. This is just our way of being like, it always felt like we weren't giving our Patreons back enough, basically. It was a vector to kind of help people support the channel if they wanted to, but this is our sort of best compromise of not paywalling content, and also giving the people who want to support us something back, which I think is the fairest way to do it, for now at least, anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's a really good summary. It's positive reinforcement, a constant sort of strive to improve, be it at the game or in the hobby, and honest feedback coming from all angles. Obviously, the channels are going to be heavily moderated, so if people are stepping out of line or being unnecessarily mean, or just not really in the spirit of what the channel is, we'll let you know, and we'll tell you like, hey, maybe try this approach or something like that. So yeah, it's going to be a different change, or a different sort of angle, I think, from what people might be used to. But I think it'll be a lot of fun for us to run, and I hope it'll be a lot of fun and quite beneficial for anyone who does sign up. But obviously Patreon isn't like the only way you can support us, and there's plenty of other ways that are more or less accessible to some people. So at the minute we have a YouTube membership, which is, I believe...
I do want to just point out that YouTube memberships is structured the same way as Patreon. So if you're someone that does prefer to support, or would like to support us and prefers to support directly through YouTube, which I understand, the tiers are set up. So if you choose, I can't remember the names at the moment, but essentially the $5 a month tier, you'll have access to one of these channels. And if you choose the top tier, you'll have access to both. But yeah, just want to lay that out there.
Yeah, so
YouTube memberships are live, so
it's a different way to get the same kind of benefit, basically, depending on what's more accessible. And then similarly for Twitch, we have our subs up, so you can subscribe to our Twitch channel, which gives you access to all the VODs of the live streams. as well as a unique channel in the Discord. So if you're watching this and you are a Twitch sub and you haven't linked your Twitch and your Discord, do so you can get maximum
And also
benefit.
your Amazon Prime, if you have
Yeah,
that. You
yeah.
can
If you
use
have
that
Amazon
to
Prime
support,
and you
yeah.
haven't used your Twitch Prime, it's a very easy way to support the channel for no additional cost to
Yeah.
yourself. But not wanting to harp on too much about how you can give your money away to the Red Path. Which, as a reminder, it's all going towards good causes and essentially us making more and better content. And look, we really do appreciate everyone who supported us in any way so far. Like, it got me and Jamie to Vegas in January this year, which is like crazy. And it's gotten us a long way so far from the channel, from where it started. So thank you so much, everyone. And hopefully people might be interested in hopping on board this new kind of path that we're going to be embarking on. A new red path, you might even say. But yeah, Jamie, anything else you want to say before we close this one out?
No, I just want to reiterate what you said. A really massive thank you to anyone who supports us in any way. And anyone just watching this video, watching any of our videos is obviously a way to support us. But those who have committed finances, who've committed money to us, whether through Patreon, through buying merchandise, objective markers, things like that, just a massive thank you. It is huge. When I started the channel a few years ago now, it was just a case of wanting to talk about World Eaters, and here we are. And like Dara said, we went to Vegas this year based on the money you guys give us for the shit we put out, quite frankly.
Yeah.
Well, sorry, your content's pretty good. Mine's
I was
just
about to say, man.
fucking
I put out only top tier quality,
Yeah.
you know?
I mean, yeah, like you and Jack have like got this really professional approach to it, and I'm like, what the shit am I going to talk about this week? Whatever, let's just film some TTS. I don't know, but yeah, it is. We do massively appreciate everything everyone who watches and subscribes does for us, and I think we just want to kind of close off this video with. Whether you choose to support us or not, thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. And, come and join us in the Discord. Like, that one's totally free. Like,
Yep,
we don't
absolutely.
pay the main Discord at all. Yep. So, yeah, that's pretty good. But I think that about sums it up, right, Dara?
100%, yeah. What a good way to close it out. So, thanks so much, everyone, for watching. Be sure to drop us a like, sub, join the Discord, etc., etc. All the links are down below. But until the next one, stay healthy, stay safe, and kill, maim, burn.